All right, everyone, welcome back. You ready to dive deep with us again?
Always ready to nerd out about science.
Today we're tackling something, everybody's heard of fatty acids, right?
Yeah.
Seems simple enough, but the source material you sent over, I gotta say, there's some pretty cool stuff in there.
Oh, yeah. Tons of stuff that people don't realize about fatty acids.
Yeah, and it's not just about, what's good for you or bad for you, or, people hear saturated fat, unsaturated fat, and it's like, I don't know, what does all this mean?
Right.
But this is really getting down to okay, on a molecular level, what are these things doing in your body?
Yeah, like what are the distinct roles that these things play?
Yeah, exactly. And the source material, emphasizes how diverse these roles are. I mean, it's not just about energy, which a lot of people think about, right?
Right.
But it's also about, cell structure and even inflammation.
Sure, yeah. That whole cascade is fascinating.
Yeah, so I'm thinking we need a good analogy here, right?
Okay, I like analogies.
All right, so if you think about like a multi-tool, one of those things, you got like the little knife and the pliers and the screwdrivers all built into one.
Yeah, I've got one of those.
Yeah, so fatty acids are kind of like that. Like they've got all these different functions. They can do all these different things.
They're very versatile.
Yeah. And we've got, to really paint the picture for us, we have a YouTube video here. It's called Fatty Acids, 4 Distinct Roles at Metabolism Made Easy.
Oh, yeah. That's a great visual explainer.
Yeah. So let's get into it. So first off, we're talking about energy, right?
Right.
And we all know carbs and fats are both fuel sources for the body. But this video really emphasizes that fatty acids are like the VIPs when it comes to energy production.
Absolutely. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah. They go through this process called beta-oxidation, happens in the mitochondria. Sounds way more complex than like burning sugar.
Right. It is different. And think about it like this. Imagine you're running a marathon.
Okay.
Burning sugar is like sprinting. You get like a really quick burst of energy.
Yeah, you're out of gas really fast.
You run out fast, you hit that wall. But beta oxidation, on the other hand, it's like the steady pace of a long distance runner.
Oh, I like that.
It's a slower burn,
Yep.
but it provides sustained energy over a much longer period.
So that's why some people, when they shift to burning more fat for fuel, they feel like more energized and focused.
Exactly. That mental clarity boost people talk about often comes from that shift in fuel source.
That's fascinating. And the source material mentions fasting. And this is where things get really interesting because when you fast, your body naturally shifts to burning more fat for energy.
Right. It has to.
So those fatty acids stored as triacylglycerol in those little fat cells, adipocyte.
Yeah, adipocyte.
They become your primary fuel source. It's like your body is tapping into its own internal, reserve tank.
Exactly, like a backup generator kicking in when the power goes out.
I love it. Okay, but fatty acids aren't just these energy powerhouses. They're also incredible builders. Specifically, they help build cell membranes.
Yeah, membrane synthesis is crucial, and it wouldn't be possible without fatty acids.
So I got to ask, why are cell membranes such a big deal for our overall health?
Well, think of your cells like bustling cities, right?
Okay, I like where this is going.
A healthy cell membrane is like a well-maintained city wall. It controls what comes in and out.
No, like customs?
Exactly. It protects the city from invaders, ensures smooth trade routes for essential supplies in your body. This translates to better nutrient absorption.
Okay, so you're getting all the good stuff in.
Right. And a stronger immune system to fight off those invaders.
Keeping the bad stuff out.
Exactly. And then clear communication between cells through nerve impulses.
Oh, wow.
Without healthy cell membranes, things start to break down pretty quickly.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Okay, on to a topic that I think always sparks a lot of debate, fatty acids and inflammation. The source material mentions a specific fatty acid called linoleic acid and its connection to inflammation. So can you walk us through that a little bit?
Sure. So linoleic acid, it's an omega-6 fatty acid. It's one of the essential fatty acids, meaning we need to get it from our diet.
Okay.
The problem is it's often overabundant in modern diets,
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of it in processed food and stuff like that.
Exactly. And our bodies convert linoleic acid into arachidonic acid, which is then used to produce these powerful signaling molecules called eicosanoids.
Eicosanoids, okay.
Yeah, it's a mouthful, but they're basically like the body's first responders. So when you get a cut, they rush to the scene. Triggering inflammation to help with healing.
So inflammation is a good thing in that case.
Right. It's essential for healing. But if you have too much arachidonic acid hanging around, you can end up with chronic low-grade inflammation, which has been linked to everything from heart disease to cancer.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's not about like avoiding omega-6s altogether. It's more about finding that balance with omega-3s, which tend to have anti-inflammatory effects, right?
Exactly. It's all about maintaining that delicate balance. Think of it like a seesaw.
How?
Too much weight on the omega-6 side and the inflammation side goes up. Adding more omega-3s helps to level things out.
I like that analogy. It's a good visual.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for our listener listening right now? What's one practical thing they can do today to make sure they're getting the right balance of fatty acids?
I'd say a great first step is simply becoming more aware of the fats you're eating.
Okay.
Swap out some of those omega-6 rich vegetable oils like corn oil, soybean oil for olive oil, avocado oil, things like that.
Yeah, make those simple swaps.
Exactly. And make sure you're getting enough omega-3s, fatty fish like salmon and mackerel. Those are great sources.
Awesome advice. It's amazing how such tiny molecules, like we're talking about, these tiny things,
Yeah,
can have such a huge impact on our health, you know?
absolutely. Yeah, it really highlights that food is information.
Yeah.
What we choose to eat can either fuel our bodies or fan the flames of inflammation.
And that brings up an interesting question that I think our listeners can ponder.
Okay, sure.
We've talked a lot about dietary sources of fatty acids. But what about the fats our bodies produce naturally? Could there be ways to optimize our own internal fatty acid production for better health?
That's a great question, and something I think warrants further exploration for sure.
Yeah, there's always more to learn.
Always.
Well, listeners, we've only scratched the surface of the amazing world of fatty acids. There's so much more to discover. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and keep those cells happy and healthy.
Absolutely.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.
Yeah.
Bye.